The retest I found is actually interesting to do past tests,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the kids who are having problems with timing.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to do a whole test, just parts of a test, I think, can be really handy. Often when kids get better at this, they're no good at those final paragraphs because they've sometimes run out of chance. So having a beginning and a final paragraph can be a handy thing to finish or to practice when you're actually rewriting an essay. But one of the things I know the kids love is Quizlet or Kahoots. To have what I call a Terry Daily, which is a friend to help you study, or a study buddy. There's that accountability that can really work. Some people hate that accountability. Others actually really embrace it. I find to help them stay there, often, stay focused. It's about that accountability, especially those kids who love the last minute adrenaline rush.
Mm-hmm.
If you can say, well, you can have those little adrenaline rushes by breaking up your assignment and then submitting this part and then this part and this part, instead of just one big one at the end. But yeah, the retesting I think is really important, especially when they have that time blindness, or that's a real issue for the kids.
Yeah, well, and also with that one, another one that kind of ties in with retest and organize is doing sample outlines for the older students when they're in the high school years or the later grades, when they're having to give those essay or couple paragraph responses. Teachers are usually pretty good at giving you an idea of what's coming. Some will even give you, these are the questions that I'm going to choose from. So you can prepare it, get that outline down pat so you know what you're going to say, so that when you're in the test, as soon as you get the test, before you even open it, write down your quick outlines, right?
Yes. Yep.
And those key concepts. And that's a strategy that I definitely encourage. And, especially if you're doing something that has a lot of formulas and you're not giving the formulas, memorize them as best you can. And as soon as you get the paper, write them down. They may not even be on the test, but you'll have them there. And, a lot of our exceptional students have that anxiety associated with the test situation. So the longer that they're in it, the worse it is and the harder it is to access that.
Yeah. Look, that's a really very good tip, to write it down. There are planning times, and I think that needs to be, as you're saying, taught explicitly. You just can't assume the kids know what to do. So there are a whole variety of acronyms for the different types of essays and the structure of essays that teachers like to put in there. And I think just writing down the topic word for each one, or doing a concept map in that time, is really important. I actually found one student who would memorize quotes, but he'd write all his quotes down and take more time than he needed, and he was never getting his exams finished. But so no one had explicitly taught him that you might just have a summary word. He'd write all the quotes down so he wouldn't forget